Martha Ramos. I'm a professor of modern Greek in San Francisco State and the head of the program. And I wanted to thank you all for coming out tonight in solidarity of the suffering of the people of Greece as they're facing austerity measures. What I think about is the inequality that Greece has had with its European partners historically, and the austerity measures will do nothing more than exacerbate this unequal relationship. We are teaching a debt class right now at San Francisco State because this isn't the first time Greece has been pushed to the verge of bankruptcy. This has happened several times in its history, so we want to add a little historical depth to the problem, but also want from our students a dialogue and an exchange. So education, I think, is essential in this example, and also for us collectively to find viable and practical solutions to the problem. So I wanted to express again my thanks to all of you for coming and for recognizing the severity of the situation. People are hurting. There's unemployment. There's lack of growth that's being ensured with these austerity measures. And I think it's extremely important that they see that there is global concern for what they're going through. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Hello. My name is Karosh, and I did the whole Occupy for about 30 days. And let me tell you, best 30 days I ever spent doing anything. Oh, is it went too? Okay, I'll go a little louder. I've been talking all day, I'm a tour guide. But another thing I want to talk about is the fact that, I mean, this is just like a family. I mean, you think about it, borders thinking a little level higher if you wanted. When I was here, I was a really big, outspoken kind of guy. I couldn't wait to get on the mic. I couldn't wait to jump on there and say my piece, because when it came down to it, I came at it with passion. I came at it with love. I came at it with the fact that, you know, I'm not alone. I'm not the only one that does critical thinking, that wants to really look at our society and say, well, what are we doing wrong? You know, I felt like I was the last generation that really played outside. You know, fear is pushed down every single person's throat today. But there's no such thing as good news. There's only, well, what can I be afraid of next? That's why I watch TV. That's why I watch the news. I mean, when you see the media moving towards a place like Iran, and that is the next problem I see right now, and the worst thing is that nobody will talk about this. I actually started finding some stuff and posting on my Facebook saying, you know what? Why don't we bring up the conversation? Why don't we talk about this possible war ahead of us? Why do you think we pulled out of Afghanistan just recently? And we celebrated, oh, you know, he brought him home. Yeah, he brought him home to get him ready for another one. This country has been at war constantly since, I want to say 1860, I'm not sure.
Day one.
Day one, that works too. But the reality of it is, you know, the true human element was definitely registered in this movement. It was definitely brought out. Now, was it on purpose, or did it just happen? Or, I mean, it was a flower that just bloomed through the cracks. And I'm glad it happened, because there is a lot of humanity in this world, but it's scattered. That's the worst part. You know, I actually met a gentleman one time. He said that, I believe there's only 140,000 human beings on this planet. And it was kind of funny. I said, where'd you pull the number? He just said, it doesn't matter about the number, it's about the principle. The idea that, you know, if you guys ever heard of George Carlin, he was a comedian. Oh, he was on it. He was on it. Directly in front of his shows, he says, you guys have no idea how badly the government is fucking you guys. I'm sorry for my French, but this is the truth.
Not French, that's an English word.
Definitely one of my heroes, and the time I wanted to see him, I found out he was dead. I couldn't even, I was so deep asleep myself that I didn't realize that, but yet there are remnants left. What an idol. He said, I pretty much stopped identifying with my species a long time ago. And it really comes down to this one fundamental family that we are, which is humanity. I mean, you know, if you really think about it, there is no future or past. There's only a forever now. There is no I mean, you know, we spend our time worrying about tomorrow or regretting yesterday. We never actually work on right now to create a better tomorrow, a better yesterday, to reflect better on our past. Now, I don't want to ramble on forever, but I usually do. I love this place, man. I love San Francisco. I love Occupy. I love all you guys. And it's very simple, and all it takes is to literally open up a conversation. When I was doing Occupy, I wanted to say one thing and give the people one homework. Literally, every day tell yourself, I will have one random conversation with someone I don't know at all, anywhere, any place. Usually a BART is a good place because no one will talk on BART. But the reality of it is you are breaking that silence. If you were, every single person were to go out there, talk to another person, pass that message on, and pass the torch, literally talking to your neighbors, inviting them over. You know, the most simple thing, tradition, culture. John F. Kennedy said, if we lose that, that's the moment we lose our humanity, when we stop fighting for each other. Also in the movie 2012, but that was good. Anyways, I said my 2 bits, and thank you. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Open mic. So here's Michael.
Okay, so my name's Michael, as Jana said. I came down to Occupy every weekend for like 2 months or something like that. As he was saying about George Carlin, in 1992, I believe, George Carlin in one of his HBO specials actually mentioned that 1% and how the rich corporate bankers and everybody else is screwing us over and taking our country, that they own it, that they buy the politicians, and the politicians are there to give us the illusion that we have choice, when in reality, we think we do. By standing up, by being here, we are thinking. We are doing what they don't want us to do. As George Carlin says, we are sheep. We are just wise enough to run the machines, work for the 1%, to make them food, to make their cars, and to make them richer. George Carlin mentioned this in 1992. How many years did it take the rest of the country to wake the freak up? Really. Also, I'd like to talk a little bit about what we're doing to try and fix this. One of the things that we're doing, there's something called the 99% Declaration. On July 4th this year, there is a group of people meeting that people get to vote for. No one knows about this. People have kept it quiet, even though it's something that started in an Occupy movement at Occupy Wall Street. What it is they're going to vote delegates in, they're going to meet at a Continental Congress in Philadelphia on July 4th, and they're going to sign a list of grievances to deliver to Congress that they must act upon. Because if we do this, this is what's written in our Constitution that we can do to fix some of these problems and to fix our government. If they don't listen to it, we then have the right to really rebel and get up their ass about it. Because that's what it is. Written in our Declaration of Independence, to be able to uprise and to overthrow our government if we, the people, see necessary. If this Continental Congress meets on July 4th, delivers the list of grievances to Congress, and they don't do anything about it, then they just shot themselves in the foot, really. But no one here on the West Coast, it seems, knows about the 99% Declaration. So I encourage you all to go home and look it up and help me out here, because I've been talking about it for like 3 months and no one listens. So I think I'm done. Anybody else want to talk?
Yeah, right.